The Manhattan Project was a research and development program led by the United States that produced the first atomic bomb during World War II. And in Los Alamos, the Bradbury Science Museum traces the history of the project and showcases the lab's current and historic research.
40 interactive exhibits highlight projects related to defense and technology. These exhibits draw nearly 80,000 visitors a year, and that's where I went day tripping.
All right, so we're on the road again, going up to Los Alamos, the Bradbury Museum. And it's only about an hour and a half from downtown Albuquerque. Pretty day, pretty drive. Really looking forward to this. One of the cool things about this museum, if you're worried about the cost of everything essentially this day, this place is free admission.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
In the late 1930s, the conflict that darkened Europe cast no shadow here on the sunny Pajarito Plateau, but soon World War II shook the entire world. Los Alamos, once the site of a boys' ranch school, became the focus of the secret project to develop a new weapon, one that derived its power from splitting the atom. In 1942, the lab began as the site for designing the first atomic bomb. Today, it is one of the world's largest multidisciplinary research institutions. The central mission of the laboratory is to ensure the safety, security, and reliability of the U.S. nuclear deterrent while reducing the global threat of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons. In 1953, Robert Krohn, who was in charge of early nuclear tests at what was then called Los Alamos Scientific Laboratory, decided the lab needed a museum to house historical weapons research artifacts. Krohn convinced Norris Bradbury, lab director from 1945 to 1970, a museum could preserve the lab's history and provide a place for official visitors to learn about the lab's weapons programs. An old ice house on the bank of Ashley Pond across from Fuller Lodge became the first laboratory museum. The Ice House Museum opened to visitors in 1954. Due to its growing popularity, the museum moved in 1965 and then again in 1993 to its current location in downtown Los Alamos.
Kenny, this is one of the really neat artifacts that we have here at the museum. This is a fire set for an implosion type of bomb.
Inside, you'll find exhibits from the early 1940s all the way up through the present.
The museum basically chronicles the history of Los Alamos National Laboratory, which was established in 1943. And so you can see many of the different programs that have been supported at the laboratory. Exhibits on different programs. You'll see some of the, a lot of things on World War II when the laboratory was initially set up to build the nuclear weapons. Also some models of weapons that we have in the stockpile, exhibits on computing. We have films that are shown here at the Bradbury as well about the laboratory's history, but that's basically what we try and do here.
Approximately 40 interactive exhibits trace the history of the World War II Manhattan Project.
These are full-scale replicas of Fat Man and Little Boy, the bombs that were used in World War II.
Highlight the lab's current and historic research projects related to defense and technology.
This is an underground nuclear testing rack.
And focus on laboratory research related to national and international economic, environmental, political, and social concerns.
These are some sample blades from one of our current computers. It's called the Roadrunner. It was the first to break the petaflop barrier. Petaflop is a million billion calculations per second. And so we're talking really, really fast, high-performance computers. That computer, the Roadrunner, was the fastest in the world for about a year and a half, had a very long run as the fastest.
These exhibits, together with extensive educational and community programs, draw nearly 80,000 visitors a year. With admission being free, this is a great place to come learn just how important this area was and still is to our nation's development of defense technologies.
What a great way to get kids excited about learning, right?
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, I had a great time. That was one of my more favorite places. So,
Aw, and it was free. I mean, that makes it even better for families to go. And for more information about the Bradbury Science Museum, take a look at your screen. You can always call 505-667-4444, and you can also go to the website for more details as well. You know, I think it's really fun. We get great feedback in the community when you do this day tripping. We just heard something last night, in fact. And you know, I think if you've been somewhere in the area and you've done one of your own little staycations or visits, right? You should let Kenny know, because he'd love to check it out.
Drop me a line and we can do a piece on it. nmstyle@casa.com.
Simple as that. And still ahead on New Mexico Style, go west, young man. Details about National American University's Rio Rancho campus. Don't go away.